Yeah, so we are team 8, and this is our project, which is Outbrain Click Prediction. Okay, so I'll just give you an overview about Outbrain. So, Outbrain is actually a content discovery platform that handles 80% of world's leading brands. What it does, it uses behavioral targeting to recommend ads to its customers. So how it works, the business model works is it the sites with recommended articles, so they actually pay Outbrain for their services, and Outbrain then in turn pays the site on which link appears. So this is how their business model works. Okay. So what we are going to do in this end user persona, as you can see, is users who have their content. Okay. So they approach Outbrain, and this is actually our end user. So Outbrain is an end user whose recommendation we are actually working on, and we will use this recommendation engine to predict or to streamline content for the users to publish our ad recommendation based on whatever uh, analysis we do on different sites. So this is how we're going to do the whole flow. Okay, so now I'm going to hand over to Shweta to tell about problem statement.
So the problem statement that we're looking at is of improving the Outbrain's recommendation engine. And the way we'll do that is we'll be predicting the likelihood of users clicking on a particular content. So which means that if we have, like with the data that we've been given is of the user data, and the user data can be mapped to what ads he or she has been seeing. And on that particular ad, whether like which ad he or she has been which ad he or she has clicked on. So we know that okay, one particular user has clicked on what id, what ad id. So according to that, we'll be improving our recommendation engine for Outbrain. The second problem that we'll be looking at is ranking the recommendations in each group by decreasing predicted likelihood of being clicked, which means that one particular user has been given the option of maybe 4 ads or 5 ads, but out of which we have to predict, we have to take the probability of which ad is he going to most likely click on. So out of 6 ads, he'll be clicking on either one of those ads, and the high with the highest probability, we'll be taking that ad to be clicked for that particular user. This is how we are thinking of solving the problem of solving the problem of improving the recommendation engine for Outbrain. The project process or the project flow that we have is initially we'll have to decide on what input output parameters do we need for predicting that click on which the user is going to click on. So for that, we'll need to first look into the data that we have. We'll have to look into the patterns of how the data is put in, and we'll have to do a little bit of metadata modeling and data validation first. After we do the validation, we'll be looking into the exploratory analysis of the data. We'll be seeing, okay, what are the counts according to the geolocation, or what are the counts according to the platform, and some of the counts and trends according to the attributes that we have in the data. After we do a little exploratory analysis and we see, okay, how the data looks like, whether it is biased or no, and we segregate it into different groups, we'll be choosing what model that we have to work on. As of now, for our first initial project proposal, what we think is we'll be calculating clusters according to the users and their likes. So, like what ads they've been liked, they have liked as of now. So, according to the clusters, we'll then move on to a classification problem as to okay, if they have liked these many ads, then what is the ad that they are most likely to click on. So this is our thought process for modeling the data. Once we make the models, we'll be according to the classification, we'll be calculating the probability of what ad they'll click on the most, and which ad would that be. And once we do that, we'll be deploying our model. So this is the entire flow that we'll be following for the project that we've chosen. Next, on this slide, we see what data set has been provided to us. So our team has chosen the Outbrain Click Prediction from the Kaggle data sets. So our source is Kaggle, and these are some 10 to 11 files that have been provided to us. We see that the data is provided from 14 June 2016 to 28 June 2016. So the data files that you see in the data set are actually expressed in this file. While doing our metadata modeling, we are planning to make a bigger matrix of minimum columns that we have, and we'll be making a matrix of the user ID and the display ID that we have. So the display ID contains a subset of the ads, and we'll be predicting the clicks of these ads. So this is how we plan to do a metadata modeling. Um, After we do the metadata modeling and the whole process that that I expressed earlier, what we'll be doing is we'll be working on the user interface. So since you know that Outbrain is a company and our product can work for any company that works in similar terms to Outbrains, we plan to make our user interface in such a way that the company is beneficial in using the exploratory analysis that it has collected as of now. So we'll be giving out some dashboards which will be used for calculating maybe the counts or the trends in the data that they have. And the second page that you see is the user input, is what Outbrain can give as an input according to some of the attributes that we've decided, and can see the probability calculated for a user to click on that particular ad or no, or whether that user will click on either of these ads or no. So this is how we plan to take our project further. We'll be further these are our references, and we'll further see how we can streamline our project. Thank you very much.